weak, pathetic fool.
YouTube, what up? Welcome back. Really quick, let's talk about Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. One of the most epic characters, the boss man. Started off in Mortal Kombat 2. You guys have seen this before. This is Mortal Kombat 11, the Platinum Edition from Todd McFarlane, Shao Kahn. Found this in Target one day. My son pointed him out. He saw him and Liu Kang and grabbed them both. Pretty cool. The package is what really caught my eye. I wish they all would have been in this yellow package because it stands out and it feels like you got something special. I don't know what it is. The black and yellow package really pops out for me. But nothing special on it, no bio or anything. It's just Shao Kahn's image on the side and on the back. He looks good in package, so when you see it, it will catch your eye. This is the bloody version, by the way. So I felt like it was only right to compare it to this bloody version of Shao Kahn that I recently got from my boy. So shout out to you, because I had the clean version of Shao Kahn maybe like 2 years ago, and I sold it, and ever since I felt like it was a mistake. I sold a lot of the ninjas too, the Mortal Kombat 1 ninjas. I didn't care for that, but Shao Kahn, I regretted it so bad. So I'm happy to get another one. This guy's pretty expensive. The bloody version isn't what I really wanted. I wanted the clean version. But again, seeing that I had them both, I figure I might as well compare them and see what the differences are, or which one is cooler. In my opinion anyway, because you may have your own opinion, but this is my opinion. Of course though, I want you to make your own opinion and let me know in the comments. Storm Collectibles Shao Kahn 1/12 scale. Dare I say that this may be one, if not their best Mortal Kombat figure. I know it had a lot of issues, and that was the reason why I got rid of it, but looking at it just sitting there in the chair is phenomenal, man. Like, that's all he really needs to do. He don't need to do much, but he does so much. He does everything you would want an action figure and would expect a Storm Collectibles to do. And he comes with a couple of accessories. Nothing much. The chair is what his main accessory is. And that's okay, because he still has a few things that make him iconic to his video game counterpart. And that, I mean, he has his pointing finger right there. You weak, pathetic fool. You suck. He also has his axe, his hammer. The big ass hammer right there. Little bio here also, so you can know a little bit about him. Couple accessories in comparison to this one, who doesn't really have much other than the hammer, but still looks really good too, so I'm not mad at that. It's a lot cheaper than this Storm Collectibles one, and that's great, because price is a thing. Box art is amazing. Like, I love this box art. I'm glad that I did the black background, because I feel like it goes well with this Mortal Kombat theme. Both of these guys look almost exact to their video game counterpart. I think Shao Kahn, McFarlane might be missing a little bit of paint on the foot or whatever, but that's not a big deal. And the Shao Kahn from Storm, I can't think of anything. I mean, I think he's a little bigger than he really is in the game, because Shao Kahn's not as big as Storm Collectibles depicted him. But I mean, it's not a bad thing, because the bigger the figure, the more intimidating just is dope. At first I thought it was an issue, honestly, but I've grown to like it. And in comparison to Goro and Motaro, I think it looks great. And also I think Storm has scaled up their figures a bit, because it didn't look good against the Mortal Kombat 2 ninjas, but against the Mortal Kombat 3 and Baraka and everyone else, Raiden, he really scales up really nice. McFarlane took a more subtle approach with size, because this Shao Kahn sizes up almost equally with all the other figures. And I know that's probably not his intention, because Katana's super huge and she shouldn't be as tall. But nonetheless, he is pretty much in scale with everyone else, and that's cool when you want to line them up to fight. But something about this Shao Kahn, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just him sitting there just gives me goosebumps almost. And that's the weirdest thing to say about an action figure. But look, I can almost recreate the box art from him just standing there, or sitting there actually. This is great, man. I want to make a diorama. I swear I got to make a diorama. That's my goal for this year. I got to make one diorama with Mortal Kombat figures, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to show you. Watch. Hopefully, anyway. But this guy's amazing, man. I don't care what no one says. He's expensive right now, and that's the problem. He's like $300, $400, even $500. I think the clean version can go for $500 brand new, and that's not worth it, man. Nobody should pay those prices. That's crazy. That's robbery, man. And I understand these things aren't toys you can pick up at any retail store. They're pretty rare and exclusive, and once they sell out, they sell out, and the company doesn't remake them. So it is really thoughtful of them to include the throne, because they didn't have to do that, honestly. Like, you still would have bought the Shao Kahn without the throne, but with the throne, it was definitely the sealer. It was like the definite grab, and it just looks amazing. The quality, it's not the greatest, I think, you know what I'm saying, as far as like what it's made out of. It smells funny too when you squeeze it. It's like a squishable toy. It's weird, but it's really nice, man, and it's painted really well. The paint on it, the blood looks really cool. I would have preferred a clean version again, but because I have two bloody versions of Shao Kahn, I think it's perfect. And you could even stick this Shao Kahn, the Mortal Kombat 11 Shao Kahn, on the throne. I'm not going to do that because I don't know if its articulation will hold up, because it's kind of stiff, honestly. And I'm holding this one light in front of these figures with my hand because I'm trying to bring them out in front of that black background. I'm still working this this dark theme, so bear with me on that. But both of these figures look great, I'm not going to lie to you. Tell me which one is your favorite, the left one or the right one, and give me your reasons why. Don't tell me price. I mean, I guess you can tell me price, because that will make something your favorite. But I think even this Shao Kahn, the Platinum Edition, is going for like $80, $90 right now. And I don't think that's worth it either. But as much as I think that's not worth it, again, I don't think $500 or $400 is worth Shao Kahn. Unless he's the last one that you need to get because you slept on him years ago when he came out. And then I understand, because Storm Collectibles is just something else. And yes, they have some flaws, so I'm not going to say they're perfect. There's a lot of issues with Storm Collectible figures besides price. But they really are made great, and one has to appreciate greatness when you see it, and that's that. But to McFarlane's credit, this detailed Shao Kahn looks amazing too. The paint is done really nice, like it's crisp, and that also enhances a quality looking figure when you can paint it crispy. And this has a lot of different paints on it. You can see that it has gold, red, silvers, blacks. Even the hammer is nicely chromed out with blood splatter on it. Even the blood, like the blood on these figures are done pretty well. They look like actual blood. It's like slimy. It looks shiny almost. Like it's still wet, right? It looks like it's fluid, versus the Storm Collectibles where it's just flat red. And I know I always paint my figures flat, so I understand. I like that look, but this really enhances a look. It looks like it was actually in a fight almost. And there's that iconic pointing finger. You just gotta admire that, man. I just love it. He does come with a bunch of accessories. Again, you get a bunch of hands. I think 4 or 5 different pairs of hands. The axe. This helmet does come off if you want to take it off. He does have an alternate head with an open mouth, so you can swap that. Both heads are really kind of similar, so it doesn't really matter. Be careful, these shoulder pads will fall off. These haven't, but on my last Shao Kahn, the shoulder pads fell off. My leg would fall off. The quality was kind of iffy, but they do look great if you compare them side by side. You can see that Storm's is a little bigger, a lot beefier. That's just how they do their figures. Their style of figure is just a more beefier character in comparison to their games. But I think that is what kind of makes me like him a little more, because when I see Shao Kahn on the left, he just feels so scrawny, and I feel like anybody can kick his ass. I hate to say it that way, but I just feel like anybody can take him out. Like Kotal Kahn, I hope, is a little bigger than this guy. But again, he looks good. His axe looks great. I think his axe looks better. I keep saying axe. His hammer looks a lot better than the Storm Collectibles hammer. Like, this chrome really pops out. The quality is cheap though. It's kind of flimsy. It bends, where I think Storm's is a little more durable. The plastic's harder. Someone called me a vanilla poser the other day and tried to insult me with that line, saying that I just vanilla pose my figures. But if that is a bad vanilla pose right there, man, you could kiss my behind, man, because that is dope. And that ain't even an insult. Like, what is that? I don't got time to pose these figures. And that's why I'm not going to do an articulation segment on these figures. I did a mini one, I think, on the Shao Kahn when I reviewed him with Liu Kang. He's not great, I'm not gonna lie. McFarlane's I'm talking about. The articulation on it is kind of stiff. I mean, a lot of parts work, the knees, the elbows, the head, but the ab crunch and diaphragm joint are really stiff, and that throws me off. Now, I tried to be fair, but this is where I think Storm Collectibles really shines with their action figures. Their articulation does work so well, And I think anything you think you can pose a human being in, you can almost get a Storm collectible in. I'm granted, I think there's a couple poses you won't be able to do just because of breakability, but the body moves so smooth and fluid. The ab crunch works, the diaphragm joint works, the butterfly joint works, the neck pegs work well. Like, look at these butterfly joints, they're just so smooth. Again, watch out for these shoulder pads. They look a little flimsy, and because they're just pegged in by this flimsy piece of like rubber or thin plastic. The helmet looks great. It's a little big, but it has to be in order to pop in and off easily, and I think it looks great. Shao Kahn, I'm not gonna lie to you, easily a must-have figure if you collect Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat line. Like, it's a no-brainer. This guy is a must-have if you can get it at an affordable price, for sure. Don't rob yourself. It sucks to say that, but man, do I wish Storm releases another one? Yeah and no, you know, because they don't do that, first off, but I guess they could do that to please the people. But anyway, it's another story. I don't know. This is a great figure. Let me know what you think about it. McFarlane did a great job as well, especially for the price. So, I mean, it's up to you to choose what you think is a better figure. I don't think anyone is better. That's why I have both of them. But I think, I'm lying. I think this Storm Collectibles Shao Kahn figure is way better. And that's because of articulation. Even if I choose not to use articulation, if I choose to vanilla pose my figures, I know that it can move any way it wants to. It's like having a fast car. I don't have to go 200 miles an hour. I know that it can go 200 miles an hour, and that's what's important. And this figure is amazing. And that's all I can say, man. Like, this, Motaro, and Goro are my top 3 Mortal Kombat figures. On top of the Mortal Kombat 3 Unmasked Sub-Zero, that's another favorite of mine that just was released. Raiden is another good figure as well. That's it, guys. Let me know what you think. See you guys in the next video. Appreciate the love. Peace.